everyone, welcome back to Cardvoyant. I'm Kris and I'm still your Cardvoyant. I am going to put the time below me. If you want to skip straight to the video, like if you read the title and you thought I just want to see the video, otherwise I'm going to do a very short little intro here and kind of an explanation here. So go ahead and go to that video if you'd rather. And if not, I will just say that it's been a long time. I've spent, and many of you know this, but I spent a couple of years just focusing on my writing to finish a novel that I was working on that I wanted to complete. So I did that. It was published last year. It's out there in the book universe. It's called A Million Tomorrows, kind of a romance thing with a little bit of time travel, and it's pretty good. So you can check it out if you want. But today's video, so throughout this time, I've continued to do readings for, people, regular clients and so forth. I always do them as an audio recording with a photo of their card. So people will send me their questions or their concerns or information. I'll do the reading and I'll send them an audio recording of their reading along with a photo of their card. So recently I decided to do a reading for myself. And because I'm kind of in that stuck place, and also the world is crazy, right? So even as I began to do it, I thought I should do this like for me, but if there's stuff for the world, I want to hear that as well. A lot of times, sort of this bigger issue stuff will come out in regular readings for clients. So I recorded it as if I were giving a reading to someone. Tried to be sort of out of my own head as I could. I always try that with readings, but a lot of stuff did come through. And because I had said to my guys, for the world and for me, I felt kind of an obligation to put it out into the world. The reading itself turned out to be really long. It's like an hour and a half. So I decided, yes, I'm going to put this out there, put it on my channel, what's left of my channel, and in like digestible bites. So I'm trying to not be much longer than like 15 minutes or so for each of these upcoming posts that I will make. And hopefully it'll give some insight, but I found it kind of comforting because we are in kind of crazy times. It's been a wild couple of weeks and it just continues to be. So this first little clip is a little bit of an introduction. I'll also put up a picture of the card so you can see the spread that was there and the cards that I'm talking about. But it is kind of I think, an interesting intro, and I will post the rest of the videos like sequentially so you can see how the reading unfolds. And hopefully they'll be of some help. If you have questions, ideas, anything that you want to say about anything, go ahead and do that in the comments. I always look at the comments. I always read them. I always sort of keep track of, how the video is doing, of course. I would tend to answer questions more in a video than actually in the comment section, but who knows? Maybe I'll do both depending on how many comments there are. But I thank you for sticking around, for even thinking of listening to this video, video that's really an audio. And I sincerely hope that it's helpful to you. So with that, I'll get started with this first in a series of videos. So you get this card of victory, and the Six of Wands is very much a card of victory. Wands cards are all about the things we care about, the things that we're passionate about, the things that we love. It's very interesting because even though this reading is for Kris, it also has the same feeling for the country, the world even, because the Seven of Pentacles is, again, evaluating, what we've grown, what we have grown and manifested in the country and the world, and taking those things that are most important and moving on, even as we leave all of these lesser things behind. And I say lesser only in the context of this one cup that we're taking that is most important. But we have to acknowledge, I think, that we have grown these things on earth. Same
on a personal level, like I've grown these things. Some of them are not serving me. Some of them are detrimental to me. Some of them are frivolous. Some of them are wasteful. And, we need to decide what we're taking with us, what's worth saving, in a sense, what we love, what we need, what we cherish. And that's what we take with us, even as we leave the past behind, these many things behind. That's what brings us to victory, both personally and on a worldwide basis. Now, this Six of Wands is definitely a card of victory, of triumph, and of recognition of that victory. And it's driven by passion, the things that we care about, the things that we love. And you can see it's so appropriate here and obvious here, for a reason. This white horse that speaks of, it's part and parcel to the victory, right? This purity, but it also talks of pure intention. The things that bring us to this victory are these energy, is the energy of pure intention, right? We are trying to do good. We are trying to do our best. We are trying to move toward love and light and away from fear. Away from fear. This green cape around the horse, it talks about grounding, right? This is very earthly specific energy, like spirituality. Of course, look at all the spirituality in this Eight of Cups, but here we're talking about very earthly energy, like doing very specific earthly things. It comes under the Seven of Pentacles, which is an earthly card, but this talks about sort of putting the work in while also manifesting. That always requires work, though. The things that we love and care about and are passionate about, and only through sort of doing the work and realizing the work that must be done physically are we able to sort of grasp and then ride into victory. You can see these two wreaths that, of course, talk about victory, of course, but they are circular. Even the one on his head and the one that's held aloft on the wand here, they're circular because they talk about this never-ending circle of perpetuity that is, it's like the truth, the commonality of human existence, of physical life, right? This sort of, we see it in the Wheel of Fortune, right? This rebirth and newness and victory that comes after the understanding of sort of what we're doing wrong and what went wrong, and defining where we want to go. And it's always necessary to move on to that sort of cycle of rebirth and regeneration and renewal and moving toward love instead of fear. It is always necessary to identify what isn't working and what no longer serves us, and the energy that is attempting to move us toward fear instead of love. And we always speak in tarot of love being the basis of the universe, or what the universe is. It's based in love, but it also is love, made up of love, right? Which is the absence of judgment, which is connection to one another, which is the realization that and the understanding that we all come from source, the all that is, if you want to, God, if you want to, and therefore we are not only connected, but sort of the same in that sense. Individuals, but the same in our beingness, right? That's movement toward love. Movement toward fear is this sort of self aggrandization, this self centeredness, this greed, this avarice, this hunger for power, this cruelty, this violence. All of that is fear based, in that it is trying to achieve the feeling of the love of the universe, the basis of the universe, through very physical means, and that's never possible. That comes from a feeling of powerlessness, and therefore the need to like assert yourself over other people in order to feel whole yourself, which is unachievable, which is why it's a continuing cycle, which is why they never satisfied. Anybody who's caught up in this cycle, it's not, I mean, obviously it's the density of physical life really does changes our ability to connect with our soul selves. I don't say changes, that's not a good word. It diminishes our capacity in a way, and it's a some people, some souls, as they become physical people, they feel this more than others. Their connection isn't as strong to their soul selves, their higher selves, as you will, but also just the non-physical world in general. And this often, most often, not always, but very often, has to do with being an immature soul rather than a mature soul. And I never say old souls and young souls, because it doesn't feel to me like that has a reality to it. It's more, because we all come from source, right? So we just are. We always have been. We always will be, right? But the souls who are less mature have incarnated on the physical earth for shorter periods of time, or fewer lifetimes, right? Fewer lifetimes. And so it's easier for them to get caught up in the density of physical life, to get caught up in this sort of attempt at physical redemption rather than spiritual redemption, love. And we're seeing that now. Now, there are some souls who sort of go through this through many lifetimes because they revel in physicality. Like they want to come back to experience these physical things. And these are also always, or almost always, things we associate with greed. Lust, and I mean, in a sort of negative sense, because it doesn't have to be in a negative sense. That's a power thing, right? Lust in the sense of power, and power of all sorts, and also just the indulgences of physical life, physical experiences, food, wealth, so that it provides these physical experiences. And so they come back and again and again and again until they are caught up in a cycle of not sort of growing in the way that their soul wants to or needs to. And then they're often counseled by their guides and master sort of guides, who will say, this we need to figure this out, or it's just not, Earth life isn't the place for you. Okay.